So let's dial this back a little bit and talk about about teaching your overcorrecting your voice. So I was talking about overcorrecting your voice. So not to I don't want to say any names, throw anybody under the bus. We have a friend, me and Vic, and recently at work they had this situation where their boss had said something inappropriate to them. Something about like she was bent over getting something, and he was like, "I'd hate for you to have to go down on me," and he laughed about it. And old people though, bro, they say things like that. Even I had a friend of mine tell me that his girl had somebody at their job say something weird to them, like "I love it when you come" or something and it's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I had to think to myself, and it's always kind of older people, older males have this thing about women where they say these kinds of things, and it's in their head, it's okay. They're like, oh, it was a compliment, or oh, it was a joke, or oh, it was this, oh, it was that. So, I had this revelation and is that boomer culture? Do you think that these kinds of things have been okay for so long that now that the world is changing, they don't know how to change with it? Because they always give, and when it happens, bro, they always give the ill, racist white person excuse, no, it was a compliment. You're beautiful.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I just, it was a joke.
It was a joke, yeah.
And I don't know, I have women friends.
I could 100% agree with you that it's boomer culture, because you gotta, going back, almost like the race thing, going back 60 years ago, women didn't have rights to vote. They were seen as property. They were seen as objects. They were seen as, you could do whatever you wanted to a woman, nothing really happened. You had husbands who were raping their wives who didn't really want to be in the relationship, and then when they would say something about it, police would just, you're his wife. That was his wife.
Yeah, marital rape wasn't a thing until...
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So, and I mean, you had auctions for people's daughters, and even daughters they were seen as property. Oh, you marry him, we'll get some cash. Females have always been objectified. Is that the word? They're seen as objects throughout history. Throughout as long as you could remember. And even now you could see it. You could, we talked about. A woman dresses a little promiscuous, and it's you're a slut, you're a whore, and it's why?
Exactly.
But why?
But even when these things happen up until recently, because it's going back to that overcorrection thing, is the world has started to overcorrect it, and that's kind of what Me Too did. But I think that these kinds of... It's so tough, because I don't want to say that Me Too hasn't done a lot of great things. So it gave a lot of people a platform to come out and speak about their experience of wrong things that have happened to them. But in the world where everything gets taken and it gets run through the media machine and it gets bastardized, and now what comes out on the other side is that people can come out and give an allegation, and the allegation itself is damning enough to cancel the rest of your career, and none of it's contextualized. And that's part of the overcorrection, but it's a bad part about it. It's so
kind of I'm thinking of the Johnny Depp situation. His wife Amber was abusive, and she burnt a cigarette on him. There's a bunch of stuff, and he had stuff canceled. As far as I didn't do the research that I did for the rest of this podcast, you'll see. But from what I was reading, she kept her show, she kept everything, and she accused him of doing stuff. So he got canceled. He got cancel culture. He was canceled.
So
but it came out as it was the flip. She even tried, there was text messages that he was talking about where she even tried to have sex with him one night when they were fighting to say that he raped her. So his semen and DNA was inside of her, so she could tell people that he raped her.
Bro, where have I been for this?
And he's been coming out about it, which is crazy, because Johnny Depp has been a very personal person. He's in movies and stuff, but you don't really know about his life. You don't hear about him, but he's actually been coming out of this stuff, and it's actually pretty big. I'm surprised you didn't hear it, because they're...
So what I was thinking about in my head, I was thinking about the shit that happened with Justin Bieber, is just a fake Twitter account pops up out of nowhere and just starts making allegations, and the world is harping on Justin Bieber. If he didn't have those receipts, my man would have been canceled. It sucks that we live in a world where somebody on Justin Bieber's PR team is nah, we need to keep receipts for fucking everything this man does. We need to have alibis and this and that. So it sucks that we live in that world. I just think it's terrible that we live in a world where the truth is not the truth. The truth gets pushed by the wayside if the lie is more interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I think that we need to cover the truth and cover the answers to these allegations with the same vigor that we do the allegation itself. there's lots of people that come out and is falsely accused and their whole lives have been canceled. I mean, look at this. All right, so Bill Cosby's a rapist, right?
Mhm.
Bill Cosby deserved to go to jail.
Mhm.
All right, and there's plenty of different rapists. Weinstein, he fucking used his power to manipulate girls. Like Epstein, another person who used their power, and we're getting to him later. But you have somebody like Louis C.K. Like Louis C.K. was canceled, and his story was just kind of like he was in a group of girls. He was like, "Yo, can I jerk off in front of you?" They were like, "Yeah, I guess so." And then he jerked off in front of them, and then he got canceled. Now,
I mean,
is
but,
what
like-
he did? All right, is what he did creepy and disgusting? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did he rape anybody?
But the issue with that is if you like, so when you draw the line there, so did he rape anybody?
I'm not drawing the
No.
line there. I'm not saying what he did wasn't harassment per se, but it wasn't assault. And I think the thing is that's what I was talking about is contextualizing. Does Louis C.K. deserve to be shunned from the public eye because of what he did necessarily? Like, I think that we have to contextualize it. Like, it's also the same thing that when somebody comes out with something like R.Kelly, for instance. R.Kelly is a piece of fucking shit, bro. Like, R.Kelly is fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make Bump and Grind any less of a fucking bop?
Some
That's
people
the-
might get upset with the words, but like, nah, like
we have to disconnect people's art from who they are as a person. We glorify these people to the point that we put them up on such a pedestal that when they fall from that pedestal, you're like, you and everything you've done is fucking worthless, and that's not true.
I think the issue with especially artists, like especially musicians, if you listen to his music, he gets money for it. So I think that's kind of where you want to draw the line.
Bro,
of
if
like,
you listen on Spotify, he's not getting no money for it.
but are you sure about that?
It's the same reason everybody takes their music. It's the same reason why all the title people take their music off of Spotify is because they don't make any money from Spotify. You don't make any money from music. You make money from touring. You make money from merch. Music? You don't make jack shit from music. You've never made anything from music. Never.
I mean, besides like album sales back in the day when you
Bro,
actually had to buy
barely.
albums. Yeah, but
Because you gotta get somebody to press that. You gotta get
Yeah.
somebody to release it. You gotta get somebody to
you gotta
market
pay for
that.
the
Like,
CDs.
you gotta
and-
pay for the fucking studio time
Yeah.
to record the music.
No, I feel you. 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 I feel you.
Maybe he makes
100%.
some money off it, but I just think like saying that the Cosby Show is any less of a great show that came out whenever the fuck it came out because Bill Cosby is a rapist is like I just want to contextualize these things. Are these people disgusting? Yes. Are these people pieces of fucking shit? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that what they did was right. I'm not even giving them excuses for that. Hang them from a fucking tree for all I care. But is Louis C.K. still a funny motherfucker? Yeah.
Is fucking what is it? I believe I could fly. Is that what it's called? Or is
What,
it
R. Kelly?
Yeah,
I believe I can fly, yes.
that shit's still an anthem, bro.
Yeah. But I think that's why R. Kelly hit the black community so hard because he has so many anthems.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, Step in the Name of Love,
Mhm.
Bump and Grind,
I
I
Wish,
Believe I
like-
Can Fly.
Mhm.
Like, there's lots of
You
things.
saved me.
So,
God.
there's lots of things that it just,
Mm-hmm.
I think that we can look at these things objectively without completely canceling people. Because the problem with cancel culture is that as soon as you step out of line, they're coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be no mercy.
I think my thing with cancel culture, because there's definitely like, all right, Louis C.K., yeah, like if they said yeah and he did like, all right, but like somebody like Bill Cosby, like he should be canceled, but there should be facts. Like you should be, I don't want to say innocent until proven guilty when you talk about something like rape and shit, but like you shouldn't just cancel off of like
Well, but
speculation. You should have
the
proof.
law says that you are innocent until proven
Mhm.
guilty. It is not a prosecutor's job it's a prosecutor's job to prove you are
Yeah.
guilty. Like, it is the defendant's job to prove deniability.
Mhm.
Like, that's how the law works, and we live in a world where you are guilty until proven innocent. And there's things like Bill Cosby, that's a pretty open, and that's a case of he said, and then she, and she said. Like, that's pretty open and shut to me. But you have things like the Justin Bieber thing, or like you were talking about the Johnny Depp thing, where because of the allegation, the pushback is so hard that your team just ends up doing damage control for you,
Yeah.
rather than getting you the rightful coverage you deserve. Like, if you did it, you did it, you're a piece of shit. But if you didn't do it and it's false, you should be able to sue for defamation on that. Like, it's just, it should go both ways. And I think because we're in the period of, and I'm not saying anything of this is wrong. Like I said at the beginning of all this, the Me Too movement has created a platform for a lot of people to get the things that happen to them out on. And it's great. Like, I think the fact that our society is moving in a way where you can call boomers out for saying disgusting fucking shit and being creepy. And you can call guys out. Like, it's not boys should be boys anymore. It's like people can be people. But I also think that once we get done overcorrecting and we start to dial it back and correct our overcorrection, we have to create it so a world where the allegation isn't more strong than the truth.